to save this first, close all of it, go here and close this. Let me minimize everything. Now we will start by creating this post model, right? Then we will have a feed container as well. So all of these are going to be created inside the container. So I'm going to create a container for post. I'm going to create a container for feed. So inside the post, I'll say index.js, and then I'll have style.css, style.css, and inside feed, I'll have index.js, and inside feed, I'll have the style.css. Okay, so we have the feed, we have the post. What do we want now? We want to go inside the post. We will say rfc, and we will create a post component. Now we will give it a class name, which is going to be post, right? And we will start by creating this header. Header will have an image, it will have the username, and it will have this delete button. So inside of this, I'm just going to create a div quickly, /div, and inside of that div, I'm going to have an image. And the source of this image is going to be the user, which we have saved in our user context. So how can we get that? I can just say user state. First, I'll import that, and then I'll say user state. So basically this kind of brick one can help you import, and this kind of box, blank box, can help you write the snippet. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to get rid of this sidebar. I am clicking on Command B to get rid of that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a source. So source will be user, user, and this is going to be called set user, and this is going to be use context, the second one, right? Because we want to import it, not create it. And we will be using the context of user context. Now, once we use the user context, I'm going to use the user from it. Now let's make sure we have imported this user context. Okay, we are not able to import this for some reason. So that's fine. Let me just go here and say user dot. What do we need? We need the photo URL. So I'll say photo URL, and then I'll just end this with like this. And if I will go ahead and say user context, not sure why it's not importing. Let me get it from another one. Also, in the meantime, let me just create this feed one as well. Feed, give it a class name of feed. So how can we import this? Because it's not directly importing. One thing which I can give it a try. Okay, no, the bulb thing is not working. So we have the context here. So what I can do is I can say import. What do I want to import? I want to import user context from .. And let's check what are the folders. No, I want to go more outside, and I want to go inside the context /user. And if I will save that, let me check out our application. Looks good to me for now. I'm not sure if anything has changed. I think this we are not showing this post right now. That's why nothing has changed in here, but that will change for later on. So now what we want to do is, let me just show this post inside the feed. So I'll go ahead and show the post. To import, or basically to export the post from here and import it here just by importing the container, what I will do is I'll go inside index.js and I'll create a new one. So I'll just say post, and it will be just post. If I will save that, I think it will work, but let me make sure like that, post. And if I will save that, I'll go outside of it, and we are inside the feed now. So if I will import the post, you can see okay, it's fine. We can import it from post if you want, but it would be great if I could have imported it from here. Let me make sure what am I missing. So /post, not that post. If I will save that, and if I will make it inside this, and then I'll say .. If I'll just save it like that, let me just get rid of it. And if I will say post, we can import it from post, or we can directly import it from .. So that's what we would like to do. And if I will save that, you can see it's saying this post /index.js, which is which one? This one. It is saying that does not contain default export for imported user context. Whenever it says that, you just need to add this. So what did I did? Basically, this is not the default one. So whenever it is not a default one, you need to add these curly braces outside of it. Okay, so what is next? Well, we have the post inside the feed. Now let's add the feed to our home page. So I'll go inside the pages, go inside the home, and over here I will say feed, and then I can just say save that. So now we would be able to see at least the image, which is actually inside the post. Where is our post? Let me just go back to it. Yeah, so we have that post. Now we want to show the name. So the name will be inside a paragraph. Okay, what am I doing? And inside of that, I'll just show this user dot. I think it's directly named. Let me give it a try if that works out. I don't think it's working out. So I think it's called username. Let me check that. So if you're not clear about these keys, how or from where we can get them, you just can, let me reload. So now we will be logged out. Okay, so it's saying cannot read property of photo URL of a null. So it is saying that the user is null for some reason, which is actually true. So what we are going to do is, well, actually, I was doing this all wrong. Sorry for that. We will not show the user information. So let me clear you what I did wrong. If we are watching a post, in that post, we want to show the information of the user who have posted that post, not our information. So I will accept that information inside this post as a prop. So prop is something, a value which you can accept. You can even accept a component itself. So what I'm going to accept is that you can get rid of this now. Let me get rid of it from here as well. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to define, let me open the post. So here's what the things I need. I need the profile URL, I need the username, I need ID. This will be required because I want to give the delete option inside of it. So then what I need the photo URL, which is nothing but this one, this image URL, and I need the caption. I also need the comments, this one, good one, right? So I would like to have the comments as well so that I can show them. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm going to copy the profile URL, paste it here, copy username, paste it here. Now, it's not done yet. We have to provide it inside the feed, this. So what I will do is I'll provide a random data for now. Profile URL can be the URL of mine, which I showed you before. Open the image, this one. And the username can be provided like this. I can say the username is equals to Sanskar. Just save that. This is our application. So you can see we have the image and we have the name as well, even when we are not logged in, because this does not depend on it actually, because that is not the information who is logged in. That is the information who have posted that post. Let's just wait for a second or so that we can sign in. It's not actually that much required, but I'm just making sure of it. Just giving it a 2 seconds. I'm not going to wait any further for that. Okay. You know what? Let's just skip that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load all the posts, and once it is done, then we will add the comment functionality, and then only we will work with sign in with Google and then have that. So now what I'm going to do is we have the image and we have the name. We want a delete button as well. So I'm going, I did a mistake. Let me open the localhost 3001 again. Okay, so I will now create that button. So to create that button, you just have to go in here and say button like that, and the button will be saying delete. So let me see. So we have that. I want these and these to be like this. So I want this delete button at a corner and these two to be in the start like this. So to do so, you just have to wrap all both of these inside a div, and let me get rid of that and provide it a class. So I'm going to name this called post. What should we name it? Let's call it header, because this is the header, and make sure this is double underscore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this post header, go inside style.css dot post header, provide it a display flex. Make sure we are importing styles, otherwise it will not work, right? If I'll save that, you will be able to see it's at the side. We also want these to be side by side. So how can I do that? I can just go inside of it. I can say class name, post header, and left. We can call it like that. So I can copy that, move in here. I can say display flex. If I will save that, you can see we have it like this. Make sense? Now I will copy all of it, paste it here, and I'll say profile header user post. Let's call it profile pic. If I'll copy that, now I will be able to provide the styling to this. So I want a styling similar to what I have over here. So I can just literally copy that actually. Where is my navigation bar? Navigation bar, where are you? Here you go. So this is the navigation bar image. These are the two properties which we have there. And these are the two exact properties which we want for post profile picture. So you can see it looks exactly the same. Okay, now this is enough. This does not look like this. We want this to have a space and stuff like that. So let's start providing that, right? So what I will do is I will take the post. Let me close all others. And in the styling, I can just start with post.post. And I will say background color to be white. Okay, it's taking the whole space. That's not exactly what I want. I'm going to say maximum width. I want around 600 pixels. Now this is at the right hand side. I don't want this to be here. I want this to be in the center. To do so, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go inside the feed and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to import style.css. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide this class name that all the components inside, all the components or elements inside of this div should be in the center, which is this post. So I can go inside the style. I can say dot feed. And then I can say just first of all display flex. But you will be like, but Sanskar, I don't exactly want. But the thing is, we only have the list of posts inside this feed. Now also the list of posts is actually going to be vertical, not horizontal, right? So we cannot provide display flex only. We have to say flex direction to be column. So if I will save that, now you can see it's taking the horizontal space because now it is going to be a vertical list. Because if it was just display flex, then it would have been a horizontal list. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it in the center. To do that, I'm going to just say align items, align items, center. If I will save that, you can see it's in the center. Now it is not taking the space accordingly. So what can we do to fix that? Let me go inside the post and I can say width to be around 100. Let's make it a little bit more less, 90 VW, which is the viewport width, right? So I'm saying take the whole 90% of the viewport width. So if the width is 100, take 90 as a width. Hope it makes sense. So you can see if I will do it like this, then it will be responsive as well. Okay, so now I don't want these to be like this. First thing first, let's add some padding. So I will say padding, and padding should be around 16 pixel and 24 pixel. So I think that's exactly what I have provided here. Maybe a little bit less from here. So I'll just provide that 16 and make this 24. Okay, now maybe just 60. Keep everything 16. As always, you can always play with these numbers. Now the Sanskar name is actually starting from the top. I want it in the center, right? At least horizontally in the center, or you can say vertically in the center. So how can I do that? Well, I can go inside header. I can say justify content space between. That will basically add the space first of all, and then I can say align item center to align them in the center. Now this is not aligned because it should be provided here. So I'll just copy the align item property, provide it to the post header left, and it will work awesomely. Now we want to give this username a little bit of a margin from side. So I am just going to directly provide it inside the JSX. So I will say margin left, and that will be around, let's say, I don't know, 8 pixels. That looks good. You can increase that if you like. So that's what we have now. Let me just update the delete button. It looks more ugly than anything can. So I'm just going to copy the class name because it's always going to start with post and it's going to be delete. The always was too much. Now I can understand. So I can say post delete, and to provide it functionality, the first thing, I don't want the border radius. Sorry, I don't want the border, and I don't want the background color. So I'll say border none, and I don't want the background color, so I'll say background color to be white. Now that's good and stuff, but if you will click on it, it becomes selected and this outline comes. I don't like this outline as well, so I'm going to say dot focus like that, and then I'm going to say outline none. If I'll save that, okay, let me make sure what am I doing wrong. If I'll save that, even if I'll try to select it, it will not work. One more thing, I will add the cursor to be pointed so that whenever I have the mouse here, it shows me this like clickable option. Okay, so we have the header done. Now we will show the image. So let me go inside the post again, and I'll go outside the header. We don't want to work on a header anymore. This is going to be another div, and this div is going to be called, let's call it center. Post center. Inside of that, we are going to have nothing but just the image. This image is going to have this photo URL. So let me click that photo URL as a source. So I'll say source is equals to photo URL, and then just that. Then I'm going to copy the name, paste it here, call it post center, or let's call it post photo URL. You can give it whatever name you like, right? I just like this, so I'm just giving it that. Now, to this image, the only property which I provided was that I want the width to be the 100%. So I can say width 100%. 100%. Now to that, to make sure this photo URL is provided, I'll go here and add that photo URL is equals to open images new tab, get that URL, close that, and now I can provide this. And if I will save that, you will be able to see a beautiful image here. Let's wait for a second. Let me make sure where I'm getting this question mark from. And you can see it's visible, right? It's just loading, but I would like to add a little bit of a margin from top and bottom, both sides. So I'll say margin. I just want from top and bottom, so I'll say 8 pixel and 0 pixel. This is the vertical one, this is the horizontal one. So if I will save that, you will be able to see a little bit of padding, margin. So I'll add that to be 16, that will look much better. Now, because I want this to be a bit more responsive, I think it's already working fine. Yeah, it's fine. So we don't have to do much in this. That's all what we need to do. We need to provide the width to be 100%. One thing which you can do is you can say object fit and mention that to be cover. So yeah, I don't think this is much required in this case, but just basically make sure, you know, the image is not getting stretched because of the dimensions stuff. Okay, so now we have the image. What do we want? We need the caption. So caption is very simple actually. It's just a bold text, and then we have a whole text. So the whole reason how this is like kind of looks like it's starting the same is because this is inside a span. So yeah, enough of talk. Let me show you how we can do this, right? So I'll go here and I'll say div, and inside of this div we will have this particular beautiful text. So I'll say p, and then we want the username. Where is the username? Here we go. I'll say that, and I'll say that. I'll say $sign and the username. Okay, this makes sense. So this is the username. I want to use this username. Let me get rid of it. You know what? Because we are directly using it. So I want to use it inside of a span. And then what I'm going to do is I will provide the rest of the caption later. So let me copy the, okay, so let me clear that out and make it like this so that, you know, it understands this is a variable, hence I provided it like this. So I'll copy, because now I need to provide the username here, because if the username name is not provided, then it will not work. Indian app guy. Okay, so I have already provided the username as Sanskar, so we don't need to do that. But we do need to provide the caption. So I'm just going to go inside the post, copy the caption key and provide that. So the caption can be, hey, this is a new post. If I will save that, if I'll go back, and you can see we have this. Now, first thing first, we want this to be, the username to be bold. So just go inside the style and say font weight, give that to be 500, save. You can see it's bold. I want this to be a little bit, these both things should have a little bit of a space. So I'll say margin right around 8 pixels. If I will save that, you can see we will have some space. If you want to decrease it, just make it 6, maybe 4. Like, it just depends on your requirement. I'm going to go with 4. Yeah, that looks good. So this is the caption. We also want comments now. So let's see how we can do that. Well, for comments, it's going to be creating a map. So if you don't know about map, how map works is, if you have an array of items, right? You have a lot of different items and they are like an array. Then you can just go through each and every one of them and then present it. This is going to be really interesting if you haven't done this before. So let me just show you. So here's how we do that. First of all, I will check. Let me get out of this first. Yeah. So first thing first, I'll create this. So what I'm doing is I'm first checking if the comments exist or not, right? If the comments is null, which means there is no comments, then it does not make sense to go through that through them, right? So first I'll check if they exist or not. If they do exist, I'll say comments dot map, and this map will return me a single element a time. So which means a single comment. Now with this single comment, what I can do is I can show a element of a component, right? A component is nothing but a text, right? That's what it's going to be, and it will look very similar to this. This is what we have done, which you can see here as well. So what I'm going to do is, it's a reusable component, the comment. So I'm going to go inside the components and create a new folder called comment. It will have new file index.js. Let me rename that properly. And it will have a new file style.css. And over here I'll say rfc and I'll call it comment. I will give this a class name of comment, and then I'll paste the same code like this. So I'm going to copy this, go to my comment folder and just paste it here. Okay, and I have also added this username and caption, and also I'm exporting this like this. Okay, export default as comment/comment. Make sure to check that link to the GitHub code in the description, so that if you're facing any problem. So once you are done with that, now we have a component of comment. Now we don't have to write this piece of code again and again. We can just import it over here. So let me show you how we are going to do that. Let me get rid of that, and I will just say comment, and making sure this is the right one which I need to import. So this is not the right one. This is not, neither is this. So let me make sure what am I doing wrong. So we have this comment, and if I go back, let me make sure if I'm importing something. Okay, so I'm already importing it from comments, you can see, right? So that's why it was not showing. But if you have not already imported that, then you have to do it like this. Just write comment, and the second option, this brick one, right, kind of a box, this is the one. Now it will accept two things. So username, and this is how I'm providing the username, comment dot username dot username. Why have I done? So this will be dot. So the reason why I am providing the username like this is because this comments which we are saving to each and every document is going to be a map, array of map. So basically it's going to be an array which is kind of a collection of same kind of data type object, and that object is going to be a map, and map will have two values. The first thing will be the username, right? So that is already provided, and the second thing is going to be the message or the comment exactly. So I am just naming it caption for now, but of course, like it is actually a comment, right? So I'll say dot comment. I hope so far things make sense. Now question mark, we said that if comment exists, then show this. What if it doesn't? If it doesn't, then show nothing. So this is how you show nothing. And I guess I'm missing something. Yeah, we need to end this comment as well, right? And that to be inside of this. So that is done. Now you can see, now if you don't understand this is nothing but div and div. That was the short form of writing it, right, in JSX. So now we are done with that. So our comment section will be fine. Let me go back and reload it so that we can make sure we have no problems. Yeah, so far it looks good. Now we will go back to our posts, which is the feed section. So if I go inside the feed, you can see we have this sample data right now, right? Now what I will do is I will create a function so that we can fetch data from our database and show it here. But before we do so, let's add a document in our Firebase Firestore. So I'm going to sign in with Google, just giving it a second, and selecting an account. Once I will select an account, we will have our create post option. So I'll say, hello, this is my first post on React social. Okay, then I'll select an image. So I like which image should I select? Any good one? Good one. Maybe inside any of these folders. Yeah, this looks fine. So then I'll click on upload. Now I hope you remember we are showing the percentage like this, and once this is done, we will have the document here. So congratulations. Now the second thing which we also want to do is, once the post is updated, I would like to get rid of this caption, remove the image, and make this upload percentage to 0. So how can I do that? I will just open up this index.js file of create post, and once we are done with this process, I will set caption to be blank. I will set the percentage, sorry, not that one. Yeah, so it's actually called progress, not percentage, progress to 0. This was basically hooks, right? We created a caption hook to save the value of this, so I'm setting it to nothing, blank. We created a hook progress to keep track of progress, and I'm setting it to 0, right? And then the last thing is setting this image to 0. So I'll say set image, and I'm setting that to null. I hope everything makes sense till now. Now if I will save that, we have already successfully added one document. I would like to add one more. So new post on React social. Let's do it. Let's upload it. Okay, I'll add emoji as well, just for the sake of fun. Where is the rocket one? And I'll add another image. So for example, I'll add maybe another image if I got a chance. I think this looks good. Open, and I will click on upload. Once I will do that, you can see the content is uploaded and all things are clear except the image. Not sure why the image is not cleared. Let me make sure of that. Set image to null. It should work. Let me reload and sign in with Google again. Well, we don't have to, but yeah, if it's loaded, yeah. So now you can see we have these two documents, and let me show you how exactly we are going to save the comments. So this is how the comments will work. So we will have a comment and we will have an array. So here's the array, and every array item will be a map, and that map will have one comment. So hey you all, this is the comment, and it will have a username. So this can be awesome, and click on add. So this is how our comments will be stored. So now I hope this section where I was adding that comment.username, this is how I'm getting from comments array. I hope now this section makes sense. If it does not, just pause a minute and try to look. So basically what is happening is we have this comment, which is this single array, right? Because from this comments we are applying the map. What map is doing is map is giving one array element at a time. So one array element is this, and this is a map in itself. Now to get a value from the map, we just provide map.key of that, right? Providing the key will provide us the value. Okay, I hope this is now clear. Now what we will do is we will fetch this post in our application. So how we will do that? We will do that in the feed. So before getting the data, I would like to create a place where I can save the data. So I will use hooks for that. I will create post hook, and in this one I will save the information regarding post. Initially this is going to be a blank array having no data at all, and I am going to run a function when this feed is initiated or loaded in our DOM for the first time. Okay, so loaded in the DOM is basically like loading for the first time. The web page is loaded for the first time, right? That is when I want the feed to load the content. So what I will do is I will use effect, and you should just use this one. And if I get rid of all this content and remove this, this is how it works. So if this is blank like this, right, like this, then it will only run once when it is loaded. If you provide a hook here, so for example, if I provide post here, so whenever this post values will change, this will run. So I just want this to run when this is loaded for the first time, this feed component loaded for the first time. So that's the time when I want to run this. So what exactly I want to do when this loads for the first time? I would like to get the post. So let's see how we can get the post. So first of all, we would like to use Firebase Firestore. So how can we use that? Well, we have already defined database in our Firebase.js file. I hope you remember the DB, right, which we defined inside Firebase.js. It was basically getting the Firebase Firestore from a Firebase config which we initialized. So I will say database dot collection. Okay, inside collection, what is the collection we want to go into? We want to go inside this post collection. So I'll copy that and I'll paste it. Inside that post collection, I would like to get on snapshot. Now how on snapshot works is whenever the data in our database will update, it will give us that update. So basically overall how it will show to a user is if there will be any change in our database, it will be instantly reflected on our application, right? So I'll show you a hint of it later. So now what I will do is once I am calling this function, we have the data in this snapshot. I would like to set the data from this snapshot to the post. How can we set or basically update the data in this? We can call this set post function. So I will say set posts, and inside of that what I will do, I will say snapshot. Now this is important, so please focus here. So snapshot.docs, like this, docs, and then I will say .map. So what am I doing? Well, inside the snapshot we have multiple documents, right? And I'm mapping through all of them. So what does map works? Map will basically give me one document at a time. Now from that one document, I would like to get a kind of a map back. So map is basically I want to have a key of ID, and that will have the document ID. So doc.id, and then we will have a post key, and that will have the data. So overall what I could have done, I could have directly got the data and saved that directly to the post, but I also wanted the ID for each and every document. So that's why I'm getting the data like this. Now what I will do, something similar to what I have done here, showing the component comments, right? So I will go here, and just below this what I will do is I will say these curly brackets because I'm using JavaScript inside the JSX, and then I will say posts dot map. Then this will return me a single post at a time, and a single post what I have saved is like this, not direct data, but I have saved like ID and post. So I will say ID and post. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this arrow function, and through this arrow function I will be returning a post for every post. Now just to make sure this is not getting confused, this post is a component, this post is the data. So for every post data which is returned, I'm returning a post component. Now I hope it makes sense. So first we need to get this. We have already imported this, right, from here, so we don't have to import it again. We just have to provide all the values. So let's provide all the values one by one. So we will first provide the profile URL. Let's look at our database and see where it is. This is the profile URL. So the key is profile URL. So what I will say is equals to post, because this post consists of our data, right? So I'll say post dot, what is the key? The key is profile URL. So I'll paste that here. The second thing is the username. So I'll say username is equals to post, because post consists of our data. Then what is the key? Key is username. So I'll copy that and then I'll paste that here. Once that is done, then I'll move on. I'll copy the photo URL, I'll say paste, and then I say post, because post is consisting of all the data. What is the key for the photo URL? It's actually photo URL. So I'll just paste that there. Then what is the next thing? We have caption here. So caption is equals to post, which is that consist of all the data, and then the caption. Now each and every post should be provided an ID, so that later on, once we want to delete a post, we will be required this ID inside of the post component. So I will provide the ID. Now whenever you are creating a list of components which are similar like this, you need to provide key to it. So basically how key works is, key is basically a unique identifier for that particular component. This really helps React to understand when to and when not to update a particular component, which really helps in improving the performance of our application. So now what I will do is, I will go back in here, and tada, we have all the data which we uploaded these documents before, and now I can get rid of this sample document. We don't need it anymore. And now you will be able to see these documents which we just uploaded. Isn't it looking beautiful, right? Do let me know in the comments. Now what we will do is, now we will be implementing the delete functionality. The amazing delete functionality is going to be really awesome. So let's see how we can do that. So we have the ID in here. I'm going to go here and create a function called delete post, and this function is going to work in steps. The first step it is going to do is, it is going to delete the image from Firebase storage. So what I will do first is, I will delete the images from the Firebase storage. So if I will reload right now, you will see that these two images which I uploaded will be here. So you can see these two images are here. So first thing first, what I would like to do is, whenever I click on delete, for example, if I click on delete here, it should first delete this image, right? So let's see how we can do that. So to delete the post, you have to first get the reference to it, right? We can get the reference to that particular image by its URL. So let's see how we can do that. So we will say get reference to the image file we like to delete. So how can we get the reference? We will say variable image reference is equals to storage dot. Now what is this storage, Sanskar? This is something which we defined inside Firebase. Let me just show you. Storage, it is basically using Firebase storage. And what is Firebase? Firebase is what we imported as a package. Make sense? Okay, let's move on. So I'll say reference from URL. Okay, so I'm providing the reference from URL, and the reference is this photo URL. Okay, once we have the reference, what we will do is, we will delete the file. Okay, so then I'll say image reference, which we just defined, dot delete. Isn't this simple? That's all what you have to do. I am adding these additional steps, but these are not must. So what I'm doing is, once this is done, what I would like to do is, I would like to run this function, which is going to do nothing but just running a console.log, letting me know that, delete successful. Over here, you can show a snack bar if you like. It just depends on your requirement. I'm just going to run one more function, which is going to catch the errors. This is going to return the errors if I face any, and I'm going to console them to my inspect element, so that if I face any error, I can have a look at it and fix them, right? So now I'm going to say error like that. Everything clear so far? Let me add this. Okay, so this is, so by far what we have done is, we are deleting it from Firebase storage. Now the next step is removing that document. Now to remove the document, we will be using the ID as I said before. So we will say step 2, remove, delete the post info from Firebase Firestore. Clear? So how we will do that is, we will say db.collection, and we will say post dot doc, and we will give the ID to it. Then I will say dot delete like this. Again, after this, these are the additional function which I am providing. Then delete post info successful, error post info delete, right? So These are just a complimentary thing just to know if anything happened, but at the end of the day, this is all what we are doing. We are saying image reference dot delete and the image is deleted. We are saying document dot collection post dot document id delete and it is going to be deleted. So it's really easy to do this, right? So enough of saying, now let's give it a try if it is working or not. So I am going to click on this delete and you should see that this will be deleted. And I guess the caption for this is hello, this is my first yeah, so this one, so this pb document will be deleted. So I am clicking, have a look, I clicked on it and nothing happened. You know why? Because we are not calling this function. So what we want to do is, whenever we will click on this delete, which is this button, we would like to call this function, man. So I'll go inside that, I'll provide that function. Now if I will save that, and now finger crossed, let's click it out, done. And guess what, it's gone. And let's have a look, it's here right now, but if I will reload, ta-da, it's gone. So right, it's gone. So now what I will do is, I will see here and you can see that pb, the document which it was like, it was consisting pb, so that is removed as well, right? So the delete functionality is working amazingly well as well. So the next functionality which we want to implement is the comment functionality. So let me add a quick post. So this is a post, do something. I have no caption ideas right now. I'm going to select let me go to the storeroom. I'm great at naming, right? Storeroom. This one, not this one, maybe education app, maybe this one. Okay, so then I'll just click on upload. This will upload 30%, 71, 90, 100 and it's done. And now it should like clear everything. It's not clearing the image, we will have a look at it at the last, why it's not. But yeah, so you can see we have this now. So now what I would like to do is, okay, so for this I remember what is the problem. If I'll go to the create post, what I would have to do is, I would have to say document dot get element by id, and I would have to provide image preview dot style dot display is equals to none. Because I hope you remember, whenever we are showing this image, we are actually updating that. So that is about, so I hope this line is clear. What is this doing? This is basically updating the style display is equals to none, so that it is not visible anymore once we did uploaded the post. So now the delete functionality is working. Let's add that comment input functionality so that a user can input the comment. So I'll go here and create a component. I'll call it a comment input. I will add a dash between that. I'll create a new index.js file. I will also create a new styles.css file, and index.js file I'll say rfc, and then I'll say comment input. Okay, so far clear. Then by name BAM naming convention, I will say comment input. Okay, then I'll import the style.css, and anything else for, yeah, now it's fine. So now what we will do is, we will add a text area in this text area. So I hope text area is clear. We have already used it here, so I hope it's not too complex thing. So the text area will have the first thing as rows, rows equals to 1. We don't want more than that. As for the class name, I'm just going to provide it the class name of comment input text area, and this will have a button. Okay, that button is going to be none other than the post button. So this so basically you can write your comment in this text area and click on the button so to post it. Now let's see how this looks like. So I'll go inside the post. So let me first close everything. I'll go inside the post container, and at the bottom just below this comments, I will add, or let me add it above. Okay, so I will add comment input, this one, and like that. We don't have to provide any value to it, or should we? Actually we have to, right? We will provide the ID to it because we will need the ID to upload it properly, right? because we will be creating a function to upload the comment, right? So I'll go and provide the ID here like that. And if I will have a look, I cannot, yeah, you can see this is the comment and this is the post button. It's not looking good at all, I know, but bear with me, it will look good. So what I will do now is I will choose this comment and I will provide it some styling. So the first thing which I will do, I will say display flex, and I will say justify content, and I will say space between. The whole reason for this is to provide enough space. The second thing which I will do is I will provide a little bit of a styling to our text area. So first thing, I don't like the border, so I will say border none, so that will get rid of the border. Then for the width, I will say width is equals to 100%, 100%, not 2100, 100%. So now this will take the whole, and then I will say resize none. So that, you know, these three lines which you can see over here, we don't want to have them. So I'm going to save that. Now you can see it's gone. Okay, so that concludes that. I don't want this outline as well, so I will just say comment input and focus, and then I will say outline none. So I hope this will get rid of that. So yeah, you can see now it's not there. I also want a little bit of a spacing from top and bottom, so I will say margin 8 pixel, so that is from top and bottom, and 0 pixel from left and right. I hope this is clear now. Now let's give the button a little bit of styling. So I'll just copy the class and I will say button. If I will copy that, go in here again, I'll say first thing, I don't want the background color to be like this. I want the background color to be white. I don't want any border, nothing complex, very simple. Now this is having a very bad fonts, so I'm going to change the font. How can I do that? I'll grab the font from our index.css file, copy that, sorry for this, and then I'm going to paste it inside the text area like that. And if I will save this, you will see the font is now perfect. Okay, so now once this is done, now we need to create a function so that we can post, click on this particular post button, and it should upload that comment to our Firebase database. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to go inside the comment input. I'll create a particular hook which is going to be user state comment. This is going to keep a track of what we have written in here, right? So the initial value is going to be blank. So far it is making sense. We need to import this user state, so let me import that. And then what I'm going to do is, once we have that imported, is I'm going to also give it a placeholder, right? For now, if it is blank, it does not make sense for me to write something, right? So let me just give it a placeholder, and I will say placeholder will be write a comment. Okay, that's just what a placeholder can be. So you will be able to see that, right? You can see. Now what I want is, whenever I will write something in here, that value should be updated to this comment hook. So what I will do for that is, I will have use of on change. So in the on change, what I will do is, I will run the function which will give me e, and through that e I can say set comment e.target.value. Okay, now this will update the value whenever something is changed. So if I will and let me also provide the value to be comment. I may seem a little bit fast in here, but believe me, we have already done this same thing already in the same video. So it does not make sense to, yeah. So now you can see I have provided the same value. If I will comment this line, or maybe if I comment this on change line and try to write something in here, you will see it is not working. I'm trying to type, but it's not working. So if I'll remove that, now it's working fine. Okay, so once we are able to keep a track of what we are writing in the comment, now let's create a function to add this comment to our database. So I'll say constant add comment, and I'll say like this. This is kind of how we write in function in arrow, kind of ES6, ES7, whatever. So I'll say add a new document. Now we are not exactly adding a new document, add comment to the post info. Okay, so this is actually going to be the update. So we have already talked about how to create, how to delete, how to read. Now this is the update part which we were missing, right? So the first thing first, now let me show you that so that it's much more clear. So this is how our comments are. So I'll say comments, and it is actually an array of map. So map consists of comment, which is this is awesome, and consists of a username, so that can be Sanskar. This is how our comments is, right? So if we want to add a comment to it, first we need to get whatever the comment we have. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it like this. So I'm going to say close others first, and where am I using this comment input? I am using it inside post. So I am also going to provide the comments in here. So I'll say comments. So I'll be accepting that. So I'll say comments is equals to comments. Okay, now I hope this makes sense. I'm accepting the comments because I need to get these comments, and then in this particular array of map, I will add one more map and then push it to the document again, right? And other than comments, I have the ID. I will also need the user. Why do I need the user? Because I will be using the information of the user, like his email. So I will provide that quick. I'll say user is equals to user. I hope I have already used the user here. Not sure about that. We don't have a user in this, right? Just a second. Yeah, we don't have a user, so I don't need to use it like this. I can just use it through the context, user context which we have. So I can say use state, and I can say user, and then I can make this camel case, and then I can get this as a user context, and I can make this as use context. So we are getting the value from the context, and we need to import this. So I'll go here and import that, and I'll say dot user. Okay, so this is from where we will get the username, right? We need the username to add a comment. Okay, so let's move on. This may seems to be too much going on, right? So let's keep a track of all the comments. So this is just going to keep a track of what I'm writing right now, but I want to keep a track of all the comments total, right? Because we have to push the total comments. So I'm going to say use state, and this is going to be a comment array, and this comment array is nothing but an array of comment map. Okay, this is going to be initially comments, but if we don't have if we have comments, then comments. But if we have no comments initially and the comments is null, in that case I will make it a blank array, right? Array with no data. That's what I will do. Now what I will do is I will say comment array dot push. Now this particular comment array will not be able to directly face, like we cannot directly manipulate the data on this. So what we will do is we will add a new content to it. So the process of doing that is set content map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just a second. I'm going to say comment array dot push, and then I will say comment. This is the comment which we have. Now content is going to be the comment, and then I'm going to say username. Now username is something which we will get from the user, and then I will say dot email. I want the email of the user, and then I would like to replace @gmail.com with blank, and then I will say dot to lowercase. And yeah, that's basically it. Now the reason why I'm doing it rather than using set comment array, I'm directly doing the dot push because it is working. So we will test it out. If it does not work as expected, then we will not use it. Let me get rid of that user now. It was like duplicating multiple times, but yeah, you can see we have the right option, and all we want to do now is we want to be able to post this comment. I'm not sure if this have the same font, right? What do you think, guys? So let me do this quick, please. I'm gonna go to my index.css file. I'm going to copy this URL as well, and I'm going to add that in here. So if I'll paste it here and save, hopefully this changed. It does not seems to be changed. What is happening? What can I do? I can just provide that to the comment input. Not sure. Yeah, now it looks like that. Okay, I'm not sure if we would be required to do so, but yeah, just increased a little bit of a font size because it was not perfectly visible, the font and stuff. Okay, sorry for going here and there, but overall what we have done so far is we are accepting the comments and we are able to keep a track of what we are writing. We have all the comments and we are adding the new comment whenever we add a comment. Before we add this though, we want to make sure that we have something in the comment, right? Comment should not be equals to blank, and then we can continue. Okay, this makes sense now. Now once we have pushed all it, now we can just push this comment array to our database and it should just work fine. So I'll say db.collection. We have imported db, right? So db.collection, and we will say post dot document, and we have the id, and then I will say dot update. And what key do I want to update? I want to update this comments key. So I will say comments, and then I will say comment array. Any questions so far? If you have, do let me know in the comment. And honestly, that's all what we need to do. This whole function, this is going to be like adding a map, which is this one. Map is nothing but a key value pair collection. Adding a map to the comment array, which is an array of map, and then we are uploading that. Uploading how simple it is. Like just have a look at this. We just mentioned that db.collection post dot document id and just update and give the key of it and providing the key, and then we provided the value. Now the two functions which you can do is, first is dot then to keep a track of once this is done, if you like to do something. So for example, once the comment has been added, I would like to remove the content which is written in this, right? So that I can write a new comment. So what I will do is, once this is done, I can say set comment to blank. Okay, and then I can say console.log comment added. I can also keep a track of if we face any errors in this. So I can say function, and then I can say console.log. This function also be providing the error. So I'll say console.log, and inside of that I can say I'm facing an error, and that is this. Hopefully everything is clear so far. So without any further ado, let's call this add comment function whenever someone will click on this post. So to call it when someone will click on this post, I will just use the onClick property, and I will provide this function inside of it. So without any further ado, let me write a comment. This is awesome comment by me. If I will add a funny emoji, and if it works, I clicked on the post, and let me see if that actually worked out. So you can see this is an awesome comment by me. So I hope the comment has been added, but we are not able to show it properly. The reason for that can be we are adding comment and we are adding the username. If I go to my post and have a look at it, we have the comments. Okay, we need to make sure we are passing that in the feed. So if I go inside the feed, guess what? We are not passing the comments. So I'm going to say comments is equals to post.comments. And if I will save this now and go back to our content, you can see we have this, right? Now this is in the center. That's not exactly how we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside the post and add this comment input at the bottom. So after all the comments, we are able to comment. Okay, now this makes much more sense. So I can write this is new comment, and if I will click on post, it's added. This does not look good, this border outline, so I'm just going to quickly get rid of this. So comment input, if I go on to the button, I did edit this. No, I added that to the text area. So let me just add that to focus, and I will say outline to be none. Okay, now that is fine. What is next? Well, guess what? We have done it all. So let me just refresh it and go through all the functions. So now we can sign in with Google. Let me sign in. Okay, one thing which we can do is we can only show this comment input if the user is logged in. So what I will do is I will go inside the post, I will cut it out, I'll say user question mark. So if the user exists, which by the way we are not using in this one, I will get that. So if the user exists, then show the comment input, or else just nothing. So this is how the nothing is. Right, this is how to show nothing. Now to get the user, what do? We will use hooks. So how do we use hooks? We will say user state, and I will say user, and here I will make it camel case. I will get the data from context. So I will say use context. I need to make sure I'm importing that. It's already imported. I will say user context. So that's what I will do. Now we have the user, so we will be able to use it here. So you can see if I reload this, now we are not logged in, so we should not be able to see the comment option. Now we are facing an error. It is say, okay, now here's the error. You need to make sure to mention .user. We have already discussed this while I was creating the context API. So now you can see if I'm not logged in, I'm not seeing that comment option. So if I click on sign in with Google, select the Indian app guy account, now you can see I have this comment option. So we have covered most of the stuff. Now the only step which is left is to host this project. It's the most fun thing to do, right? Host your project live, and then you can share that URL with your friends and family for them to check it out. So what you need to do is just click on this hosting part, then click on get started, copy this line of code, paste it in the terminal, and hit enter. I have already installed it. If I will try to install it again, it will take quite a lot of time to update. So I'm not going to do that, but just copy it and run it for at least once. Then I'm going to log into Firebase. So I'll click on Firebase login. I may be already logged in with the another account. Yeah, I am. So I'm going to first say Firebase log out, and I will log out from that account, and then I will log in again. Sorry for this bottom section. Okay, now you can see. So I will say Firebase log in. Okay, so you can see this Firebase login. So now I'm going to log in, and if I will hit enter, you will let me close these two pop-up. I want to log in with the React Nerd official, because this is the account in which I have created this project. So you can see it is saying login successful. Now if I will say Firebase init, I will select the hosting. First you need to click on space to select it, and then hit enter. I will be using an existing project, so I'll do that. And then I will be using the project called React Insta Tutorial. And then what do you want to be your public directory? I will say that to be my build directory, because what I will do is I will build my React project, and that is the one which I'm going to upload, and that build is generated inside a build folder. So that is the folder which you need to mention here. Now it is asking, do you want to configure it as a single page app? Just click on no, which is like the default option. Just click enter. I'm not going to set up automatic builds for now, so just hit enter, and that's all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say npm run build. So this is going to build our application. So let's give it some seconds, and really it's the most fun part. So I hope you are really excited, and really I would like to congratulate to complete it to the end. Like, believe me, 80 to 90% people, I'm not hoping most people will, because you know it's not the easiest thing to just complete the whole tutorial. You may just click on it and watch, but yeah. So let's just give it a second. And yeah, so our project has been successfully built. If you go here, you will be able to see a build folder now. Here you go, and this is the folder which we will be uploading, right? So how do we upload? Guess what? It's just a single line. It's 2 words command, Firebase deploy. And if I will do that, it's going to happen. Just a second, few minutes, and our project will be live on the web. How interesting is that? If you haven't liked the video, means man, what are you doing? Okay, like the video and do subscribe if you like to know learn more. So I will open this URL and let's see if it works. So guess what? Our project is live, available. I'll share this link in the description as well so that you can check it out. You can log in and you can comment, and everything is working. And the GitHub repository link will be in the description as well. So thanks a lot for watching the whole video. Please make sure to share it with your friends and family who can be benefit from this. And yeah, I hope you have a good time, because I did. So I'll see you in the next one.